Hey YouTube, it's me again. On my older channel that I had to get rid of, I had a video that talked about this new dark age that we're in. I want to go over some more of that, because not only is it a new dark age because God isn't speaking openly to people like He used to. Not only are people not reading their Bibles and studying their Bibles anymore, but people just outright do not want God. Why don't they want God? Because you've got these idiots in the mainstream media that are making Christians look like a bunch of idiots. Christian movies make Christians look like rich hypocrites. White, rich hypocrites. You know, you got, in these movies, you got, Christian parents divorcing their kids out drinking and partying and, you know, and all this stuff. Yeah, not everybody is a saint from the time they're born to the time they die. I definitely am not. I haven't been, and I'm pretty sure I won't be until Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, comes back. I can only do so much. I'm not perfect, but I am forgiven. But this adds to the dark age that we're in. You know, because the Bible tells you that if you're speaking on God's behalf and people don't hear you, it's because they do not belong to God. But this world wants to tell you that everybody's going to make it to heaven, which is a lie, straight from the pit of hell. People will believe that faster than they will believe the true God. You know, I've done my research into these so-called holidays that most of the world celebrates. Easter, Christmas, blah, 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 you name it. And I try to tell people that the reason I don't celebrate them is because they're not what I was taught they were. In fact, I was talking to a lady about this yesterday, and she said, well, it's exactly what I was taught, meaning it's about Jesus, which Easter is not about Jesus, nor has it ever been. Christmas is not about Jesus, nor has it ever been. Halloween, not about Jesus. Thanksgiving, not about Jesus. All these mainstream holidays that most people celebrate are not about Jesus or the God of the Bible. But you can't tell people that, because they will come back at you and try to tell you that that's your opinion, or that, well, that's not what I believe. Well, I think I made it plainly clear in another video I did, that said, if your belief does not line up with Scripture, you're the one that's wrong, not the Bible. But yes, we are in a dark age. We are in a new dark age. And it's because people will not read their Bible. They will not study their Bible. They will not try even... I'm not the smartest person in the world, okay? But even I can learn a little bit of Hebrew. I've learned a little bit of Hebrew. And I understand what I've learned about So that doesn't give anybody an excuse. I mean, my brain doesn't work like most people's brains do. And if I can learn even the slightest bit of Hebrew, then anybody should be able to learn the slightest bit of Hebrew. I've learned a little bit of Greek. Again, I'm not the brightest crayon in the box. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And in fact, I'm probably closer to the dullest knife in the drawer. Probably closer to the darkest crayon in the box. Or dimmest, if you will. Because of what's happened to my brain through the stuff that I've gone through. But if I can learn even the slightest bit of Hebrew and Greek, anybody can. Because I wanted to know the truth. The truth about the Hebrew Scriptures. The Bible is what we call it now. And this is why I say I believe God told me that we're in a new dark age. This is why I say that. Because God is not able to use people the way He did in the beginning of the New Testament, in the Old Testament. This is why you don't see the miracles that Jesus claimed we would be doing. I mean, think about it. Jesus brought people back to life. He healed people that what we would call doctors said would never be healed. And He said we would do greater works than Him. But you don't see it. You saw it in the beginning of the New Testament. But you don't see it now. Because we're in that dark age. But it has to get darker before it will get lighter. The darker the night, the brighter the dawn. Have a good evening. God bless and good night.